So instinctively, you know that the IDF is losing the ground war in Gaza. I've been saying it from the beginning, plus a lot of other former United States service members from different military backgrounds have been saying the exact same thing. If you want demonstrable, analytical reasons why, I've got you. So all we have to do is look at the 2006 Lebanon war of IDF versus Hezbollah for an operational autopsy, because the same issues that existed for the IDF in 2006 exist now. They haven't changed or updated their military at all. So in my Telegram channel, linked in my Instagram stories, I've just posted a paper from the U.S. Army Combined Arms Center for Combat Studies about the 2006 Hezbollah-Israeli war. If you want some cliff notes on why they're waging an unsuccessful ground war, I can give them to you. 1, an over-reliance on air superiority and bombing. 2, they spent a lot of their energy on propaganda promoting an image of victory for the IDF and an image of defeat for Hezbollah. And none of it was verifiable, but they also believed in the pressure created by collective punishment, which didn't work. It didn't work then, and it won't work now in Gaza. 3, they had shockingly undertrained ground forces because all their emphasis went into the Air Force. So the tank crews, trash. They didn't have infantry in support of their armor, so they just got destroyed. Yeah, they can't fight on the ground. Point 4, whereas, Hezbollah and now Hamas don't have an air force, they don't have an armored corps, they don't really have vehicles, so all their focus is on fighting on the ground. So on the most basic level, the IDF is outclassed for the method of warfare that they're currently engaged in. And then point 5, and the most crucial point, the IDF and Israeli political leadership cannot set realistic tactical, operational, and strategic objectives for their campaign. In other words, they cannot set realistic, achievable military objectives. And they're still doing it right now. Like, we will destroy Hamas. We will rescue the hostages. No negotiations, no ceasefire, no diplomacy. That's not actually how anything works. So page 61, in conclusion, the IDF, not ready for this war. They weren't ready in 2006, and they're not ready now. So if you're Lebanese, you already know this stuff to be true, but you might find it validating to see it in professional analytical military writing. And since all of this is true and demonstrable and verifiable, a lot of people are asking, why doesn't Hezbollah just commit to the attack? Well, there are a lot of reasons, but the most important one is escalation management. This is a ground war, but it's also an information war. And if Hezbollah was to completely commit to the offensive, it would take focus off of the Palestinian cause, and it would take focus off of what's going on in the West Bank, in Gaza, and the Western media and propaganda sources would be able to spin it as a regional war against terrorist fronts, and they could rebirth the 2001 notion of a global axis of terror. So in very basic reductive terms, they're putting pressure on Israel militarily while keeping the narrative clean. It's just basic information operations. Because if they committed to a full offensive, nobody knows what would happen. It would just devolve into a massive mess, completely unprecedented, and no one could predict the outcome. As things stand right now, we can totally predict the outcome. 1, Israel's going to lose the ground war. And in a month or 2, they're going to have to stop fighting because their losses and the amount of money they're expending is unsustainable, plus the U.S. will not tolerate it, and then they're going to be globally humiliated, and if there's any justice in this world, they will become a pariah state. Anyways, the entire paper that discusses most of these points is linked in my stories. Peruse it at your leisure. Check you later.